Hey, I'm back to the Beethoven C minor violin piano sonata, opus 30 number 2. I've decided to do some spot checking of the last movement, or some significant playing of the last movement anyway. Skip, 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 skip. We haven't yet decided on a working tempo. I had thought that since I'm trilling comfortably on 1 and 3, I'd stick with the 1. But the fact is, then I have to get back to a much more open hand position for the second on of sharp to make it comfortable. So I'm thinking of going 2-3 on the Nachschlag. That makes a huge difference. If I'd thought my way through that, I probably would have stuck with what I was doing. But my body kept rebelling. So I think then I go back to 1. Interesting. There's no real need to go back to 1. Using the pedal, making the bottom voice legato. In other words, I'm going to 1-3, which finishes more easily. Onwards. Out of fingering now, I have to make it second nature to me. Well, I really have to separate the notes beyond the downbeat from the downbeat. That makes all the difference. So it's here, and then go here, and then go here. I don't quite need what the editor suggests, which is a 4 on B flat. This is bopping around from octave to octave. There's nothing inherently difficult about it, but that's the sort of thing that's so easy to take for granted and then to forget where you're placing your hand. So I'm on D, and then I'm on E flat, and then I'm on E flat, and I'm on C. If I know where I'm going, and the fact that the upper voices go up and come down, the lower interactions go down and come up. So in other words, basically I'm telling myself what's in the score so I don't have to rely on the score. You can see from my slight hesitation anticipation. It's my lack of certainty. Said another way, my lack of full knowledge of the score. So, E flat, F, and the seventh, B flat seventh, and the third finger is nice. The second finger is nice too. So. Third finger. Not so impressed. Taking for granted that gets stuck. If you take something for granted that you really know, that's great. If you take something for granted that you really don't know, that's bad. Yes, I remember. Uncomfortable. It's a little uncomfortable. It's not a big discomfort. Shifting my feeling is a little bit much. I think their idea of hovering between 5 and 3 and 3 and 2 may be a good idea. Notes that go by too quickly to not know. I really can't read them that quickly and be sure that I will be physically assured and mentally assured and therefore emotionally assured of knowing what I'm doing. So the slight adjustments in fingering or hand placement, those are critical for my well-being. None of them taken on their own are difficult. For example, do I go 4-2, which is a simple tremolo, and then 5-1? That's a very big reach, or leap. 2-1 would be okay, but getting to this little, that's worth it. 2 and 2 again, so. That's good. 3. I'm just going to define arbitrary places. 4, 3, 2. 2 will get me started. 2, 2, 2, 2. Good, good, good. left hand really, really well because the right hand jumps around quite a bit. There's no magic if you're going to play hands together. You'd better know that you can trust hands alone. I've said that before to myself many times. But it's so easy to just hope for the best when there's no reason for your hope. So I have to take care of business. And if I don't move to thumb, on that G, I'm stuck. I'm not so. This editor suggests 2, 4, and then go to 1 to get into E flat arpeggio fingering. The question then becomes, should I already get into it by putting thumb on G? It seems to work better when I put the thumb right away. Yeah, and 1, 3. Little things, I'm playing too fast. I'm not even paying any attention to the fingering. I've decided I could go 3. Maybe I should go and shift 1 note later. That's what my body kept screaming at me to do. Define something clearly, hands alone, but then either past conditioning will take over when I play hands together, or hands together, the coordination demands a different comfort, a different kind of groove from the one that hands alone offers. arpeggio fail me? Well, good question. When I come from here, a rather more compressed hand position than from there, I have to commit to the standard E flat. So I have to feel that in fact I am in E flat arpeggio position in the second octave. So in my head, there's a little hiccup here, or a little reckoning. The fact that it doesn't go to the thumb also seems to affect my well-being. I might not want to continue with 4-2 because my body particularly does not like finishing an event in the middle of the hand, if it can avoid it, unless there's a significant gesture that finishes for me. So 3-1 offers me a lot more balance. Here, because the gesture is so overt, the commitment to the one black note, it's a completely different experience. So I'm going to go 3-1, yes. Feels a lot better. Perfect, but I'm getting a sense. What I didn't commit fully to it. Wow. It's the anticipation of the arpeggio that does me in right now. Yeah. It's funny because the moment I really, really clarify my solution, in other words, here, then this, it just, everything dawns on me. The gestures are so much more streamlined because they're directly related to why those decisions are good for me. Finish the job, finish the job. And this, and this. Yeah, otherwise, I'm always in transition. I'm not quite committed to any particular grouping or gesture. Here, and here, and here. That's good. That's nice. Now that clarity makes such a difference in the sense of well-being. I'm getting nervous. Because it's coming. Now I changed my mind. So I know that solution's going to work. I'm going on. Is where it needs to be. And I didn't tell myself that. Now I have. Boy. not choose consciously, but choosing unconsciously is fine. I'm going 5, 4, 1, 4, 2. It's just that the 5 is there, 4 is there, and shifting to 1 is the transition fingering that gets me to this next hand position. So I'm one hand position, another hand position, another. So try to get up to a fancy, stronger fingering. It's not in the cards. Two on the left hand gets me ready for the next. A flat. Interesting fifth to fifth arpeggio finger, which I've decided, which I like. So. Is that? Oh, it's not. Sforzando. And another. It's only the left hand. For both violin and piano. Breath. I got to be more articulate. He writes two notes slower. So I will not do them with two arm gestures. One arm gesture articulated here and here. and can be ready. So. Skip, skip. Ah. I had written a second finger. That implies I'm just going to leave all the keys under the hand. Rather than get fancy and shift. I'm not convinced why. Maybe that's why. Full octave and then the seventh. I've got to make sure I have fourth on A when I subtract this. Whoa. No, I don't. If I had thought I needed an F sharp, I would have. But let me see. It's easier to go to 3. Three it is. Wow. This editor suggests second finger. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. If he had only suggested one more thumb just before it, I would have agreed. Now I agree with his revised opinion. That's weird. It's not written, so. Well, a bit of a self-appraisal right now. I have obviously neglected this piece in the last 2 days because this slogging through I should have done days ago. Luckily, it's not too late, but the fact is, I would like to be comfortable with all of these fingering decisions and grouping decisions and gestural decisions already, but I am not yet. And toss. Toss up. Okay, here we go. Fugal. obviously the energy doesn't stop until then, so it's really important that I have a sense of continuity, which means in turn that things be predictable. They come at me far too fast and furious for me to be score dependent. So, it doesn't mean I have to memorize it all, it simply means I have to know it and understand it and be able to predict its behavior. Okay, that spot. Yeah. Again, none of this taken alone is hard. It's just the constancy of the demand. Look ahead. With the B flat, with the flat. Explicitly my top finger, fourth finger, so I'm going to, even though there's rest, I'm going to practice those linkages. So fourth finger to fifth finger to fifth. Because the physical linkages are no less real just because there happens to be a rest. That awareness makes a huge difference. And that fourth finger needs to be reinforced because I have a scale at the bottom. Okay, I need to go back. Okay, I need to be able to get to that. And I also shouldn't be working this hard. The violin has the entry when I'm doing all this stuff. where I wish there were no page. Let's turn. Chromatically upward. Again, it's important to know, even though I let go the keyboard, the melodic relationship and placement relationship of the right hand to itself. Taking it slowly. It's messy. It's not quite out of my hand. I need my third finger on the first of those left-hand entries. I'll skip. Need that again. Three times. Confronted this figure, this kind of figure, so many times, but everyone is a little different. So. Let's see. a C, A from A to A, the next note up. So it goes up one every time I go back to the upper octave. G. The octave displacement. So, in spite of it all looking like steps, this augmented second acts like a third. And I have to treat it as such, because the notation doesn't change the physical reality. Now here. So. The left hand is just playing simple boomchicks, but the left hand is where my attention needs to be. Just to get these chords. Well, I need to be able to shift my attention, so. Right hand, left hand, right hand. Now, where do I need my right hand the most? When it's not coming down the octave, when it's going up the ninth. Here. Let me try to prove it to myself. Well, certainly is much easier when I just look for each right hand lead. Now let me see if I really did need my left hand. Yeah, an occasional reinforcement is nice. C, please. B, C, It's not so much what the solution needs to be, it's that a solution needs to be there. So if I need to look more, to make myself calm, then I need to look more. In turn, if that means I need to be more confident in where I'm going, then so be it. Now, I just noticed, more often than not, if I were looking just for comfort, I would play a second inversion of the left-hand C minor chord with my second finger on top. Easy to grab. But I found myself doing the more ginger 1-2-5 because it's closer to where I am. So if I'm feeling really comfortable and happy, I can just swing my arm around and go for the comfort. If I'm feeling I need to be careful, then I go for the thumb rather than the comfort. knowing it well takes the precedence over anything. I can shift fingerings if I so desire, but knowing where I'm going, knowing the notes, the nature of the connections, is important, terribly. I needed to say C. So this is B. B. C. D. And then up. So I need those contour notes to C. D. That was good, but it sloppy. So I need to have placed my left hand earlier. I have plenty of time. Place. That was close. No cigar, however. I've been going to thumb on those bottom notes, and I rather like them in the right hand. I'm turning. I've been doing fiddly things here. I need to shift. Playing it straight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2. Excuse me. 4, 3, 2, 3. It's all the time I have Okay, I had that before in a different key, so I need to rework it. fact that there's a different demand placed on me that happens quickly. So I'm all in, doing very well in the first demand, and I have to switch gears right there. So I need to practice that transition. And that should be. That represents, let's call it the strangeness factor. At that point, if that transition feels unfamiliar, then that's precisely what's doing me in. So if it feels familiar, it's precisely what makes me feel good. Right. Is not added difficulty, it's an added place for, shall we say, rumination, for thought or breath, but it's an added place where a specific demand is made that needs to be addressed in a specific fashion. And if I throw at it a vague response or an arbitrary response, that's when I get in trouble. In this place, I'm not even rushed. There's no violin. The violin is just holding me. So he's not going to rush me then. Yeah, so. Exactly so. I'm not holding my right hand up. Okay, so a little sloppy, but good. There's just too little time to be sure that I can do, at least on this piano, more than 4 notes. Too rushed. In this edition, the Nachschlag is written in parentheses. better with vision involved, then that's what you need to do. Strategies, in this case vision, that helps to optimize the execution of a particular passage. So if I see where I'm going, it seems to help a lot. For both of us, a breath point. here. I have no idea how could I possibly get to it. Oh, just shifting my hand, I guess. Sometimes I write myself very cryptic suggestions. I'm suggesting I toss my hand, I guess, to the peak of a hairpin. Oh. So I could go 1 here. How silly of me. 1, 2, 1. And then when I want to go to 2, put 1 on C. So 1 on C, that's exactly right there. 1 on Okay. Okay, so I know this needs a review, but many reviews, but at this point at least, I know where the polishing needs to occur. I've got, I think, good solutions. I just need to grow in confidence, which means I need to work to the point where I understand them fully and trust them fully. Okay.